Mike here again, another quick video. This one I'm just want to confess to you something that some of you might not know about me, but I'm willing to admit now. I'm willing to admit that prior to owning my own business, I was a very crappy employee. Keyword employee when I you know, worked for all these other businesses, and I was once a substitute teacher. I worked at the movie theaters. That was my first job at like 15. Prior to also just working at my mom's shop for until I was like when I was like 7 years old, and helping out with the whole family business thing. Um, what else was I? I was a bank teller. I worked front desk. I worked in manufacturing, a manufacturing company. Um, Yeah, but pretty much those were my jobs when I was a kid, and I wasn't a really good employee. I never hustled as hard as I hustled for myself, and I think that's the most important aspect of it. Is that like there are times when I just didn't want to work hard to make someone else rich. Um, I mean, I've learned great things from those companies I worked for. More power to them, but I never worked as hard as I worked for myself. And it's because there's a sense of ownership. Like it was like my baby. Like my company is my baby, and I worked really, really hard for it. And I'm telling you right now, for some of you who work a 9 to 5, I know for a fact the effort that you put in at your job right now is like 50%, or maybe like a little higher or lower, or it's like just enough to not get fired, or just enough to not be like, yeah, you're lazy. Like I know for a fact that that there's this peak session, like this peak where you're like, I'm working really, really, really hard to show off, and then it just levels out. And that's what I see a majority of people do, is that they don't put 100% effort into their work. And when it's yours though, like I know, like my mother at her restaurant and store and market, 110% worked hard because it's a sense of ownership. She owns it. It represents her. And really, like for like my company is my baby. And I'm telling you guys right now is that like maybe you guys or some of you out there are not a good employee. Like I was a terrible employee because I just did enough, because I didn't see any future in it. It's like, why? And what I'm saying to you guys is that maybe you are CEO material, maybe you are a boss material, because you might work 110% for yourself, but not for others. And maybe it's time for you to start. Maybe it's time for you to start your own business. Maybe it's time for you to start your own hustle. And for some of you, I'm not knocking you. Some of you like to know what to do, like to have everything set out for you, and like to have this smooth coast and smooth sailing, a job and a career like that. But for some of you and for me, I don't. So I'm encouraging you guys. Hey, if you're a crappy employee, don't think that should reflect upon how you would be as a CEO. Maybe you're going to be a great business owner, CEO, because when it comes to your business and your hustle, you give it 100%. All right, guys, until next video, take care. Bye.